Bohn joined now by Machado Garry, who's coming off a huge win at UFC on ABC4, stops Daniel Rodriguez in the first round with a head kick, man. Ian, how good does it feel to knock out a guy for the first time, right? We always knew how durable Daniel was, and you said you'd do it, and you put him away.
I had absolutely zero doubt that I would go out there and do what I said I was going to do. So for me to go out and do it was exactly what I knew I was capable of. And it was more important to me to go out and prove I was right than to prove that I could knock someone out for the first time. Proving that I could knock him out was more important to me. So that was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like, what part of the process in training for this fight did you feel like that opening was there? Like, was that something that you, even before going through the tape and studying, that you thought could be there? Or was it something that as you prepared further, you're like, okay, this is what it's going to be?
It was more just when you fight when an Orthodox fights a Southpaw, both of their back legs are massively in play. So you know that, for example, my right leg was going to be it was going to have a lot of success if I was to utilize it and use it. And that's what I wanted to do. I absolutely just kept training right leg combinations, whether it was to the leg, whether it was to the body, whether it was to the head. Every single angle, detail, kind of combination. I was doing jab, left, hooks, right kick, uppercut, right hand, left kick, straight right kick. I just wanted so much diversity to be able to utilize the leg so that when I get into the cage, I could pull out all these tricks. So it was more having the ability to be able to utilize them than it was honing in on one specific kick per se. And then the night before the weigh-ins, I sat down with my team and I said, I want to watch the 3 of his last fights, but I want to watch the first minute of each of his last 3 fights. And I noticed that he comes out and he left his elbow up. And I was like, that's perfect for like a body shot to sneak in. And that would close off his left hand. So he won't be able to throw his left hand with much power anymore. And that puts him in a box. That means that his biggest weapon is gone because I'm stopping it by kicking to the body. And then I knew eventually enough kicks to the body, I'll get him reaching or I'll get him trying to defend it. And some way he'll make a mistake and I'll capitalize on it. It's exactly what I did.
Yeah, man. And you got that performance of the night bonus, your first one in the UFC. How much does that just help out?
Time.
Right?
Time. I've had some sensational fights and performances. But it's about time. But it doesn't matter. I fight for so much more than performance bonuses. I fight for the enjoyment of being in that octagon itself and being able to enjoy the atmosphere, the fans. So I'm happy I got it. But there's so much more to come.
Yeah. Does it just maybe like free you up even mentally more so? Like, I know you're already committed to this 100%. You're a full-time fighter. You're not, doing the part-time thing, but to get that extra little bit, does it just free you up to know that if you want to travel and train or use it towards your career, it helps out?
Again, mate, do you know what that is? That is money that will go straight into a savings account so that I can buy a home. Money, I fight for the enjoyment of fighting. I fight for the enjoyment of going into that octagon and knowing I get to do what I love every day, and being able to show off what I love, what I enjoy, what I embrace every day in that grind to thousands and millions of people who either believe in me or doubt me, and I get to prove both of them that I am what I am, that I am the guy I think I am. That's more important to me than anything else. But to be able to potentially now go and have money saved in an account to put in a down payment for a house, that's obviously a bonus.
Yeah, that's awesome. And what do you think the people are saying after this one? I mean, there's not much to be criticized in there. This was pretty flawless. So have you seen any criticism towards you? And if so, what was it?
Look, if anybody is going to be sitting here and criticizing me right now, then they're just a hater, because there is absolutely nothing that anyone could say to make any sense right now about why you'll be speaking negatively. I just went in and knocked out a guy who's never been knocked out. I'd done it with absolute ease. And not only did I do it with absolute ease, I did it to the guy who was ranked 15 in the world. So you can only sit there and say, wow, this kid is impressive. And that's it. Anything else, and you're just a hater. And there's always going to be people that like to hate, so let them.
Yeah, well, it's mostly been positive from what I've seen, including from Dana White at the press conference. Did you see kind of his comments about you? And he seemed very kind of bullish and high on your future.
And he should be. He fucking should be. With the performances and the way, look, when you look at my last two fights, tell me that I have not shown heart, I have not shown talent, I have not shown just everything that it takes to be a champion and to be something special in this game. I have proven it, I have shown it, I've put on exciting performances that the fans enjoy, that the organization loves. I am what I say I am. I know what I am capable of, and it's time that the organization and the people who are doubting me see it too. So the organization are behind me. They always have been. There's a reason I was put on pay-per-view after pay-per-view after pay-per-view. I took this fight because it was like, it's against a ranked guy. I'm going to go in there, I'm going to knock him out, I'm going to earn my spot in that top 15. Dana should be excited for my potential because it's another superstar in the making. And when you have more than one superstar, you should absolutely look forward to what the world can open up for you.
Yeah, and you said, yeah, you've shown all these different things in the last fight. What do you think is something that you're looking forward still to showing that we haven't seen yet?
I'm looking forward to someone trying to take my ass down and showing them what happens when they try to get me on the ground. People haven't seen it. This is a beautiful kind of thing. It's like I've only had to utilize one facet of my game in my striking. My striking has been so good, so elite, so high end that people haven't been able to enter into grappling exchanges, haven't been able to take me down. So I'm just getting to prove to people how good I am everywhere. And I believe that somebody will make the mistake soon and try and take me down. And I'll either wrap up their neck on the takedown or I'll out grapple them and I'll smoke them when they get on their back.
And you're
I'm at an
going to
Indian
sharp
restaurant now. I'm sure you can see the fans turned on and the music is starting to play. So I'm going to have some good food with the family now in a minute. Just a heads up.
Good. Yeah, I won't keep you too long then. But speaking of the ground, you're going to Brazil, what, Friday? And you booked a one-way ticket? Is that
Sunday.
the story? Sunday.
I go to Brazil on Sunday. My wife is working in karate combat on Saturday night. And I'm really excited because I get to run into a certain Daniel Rodriguez this weekend again. He is cornering his teammate. So we'll cross paths again soon. But yeah, we are traveling to Brazil. I'm so happy and excited to be finally going to Brazil and meet my wife's side of the family because we haven't been. I haven't met them because of COVID and stuff. And we've been busy traveling the world and working our ass off. And I'm excited to be able to go over there and immerse myself in the culture that is Brazil and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and the food and just the high energy that they all run on. I'm so excited. And I can't speak so highly about it anymore. I'm just excited. I want to go.
Yeah. Are you a no-gi guy when you train, or do you like training in the gi?
Yeah, I'm not really a gi guy because it's a slower pace. It's also a lot more. There's a lot more variance. But I don't see the benefit of me training the gi when I fight no gi. So I'm very much specifically and only no gi.
Yeah, for sure. And you called out Neil Magny. Yeah,
I'm going to Brazil. It's the best place to do jiu-jitsu in the world, right? For all the right reasons. It's called Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm going to Brazil to do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll get all sorts of looks. That's probably going to be an amazing experience for you, man. And you called out Neil Magny after, which I love. He's the guy, right? We all know kind of people on the rise. He can separate the contenders from the pretenders, right? And is that kind of the reason why you want to test yourself against him, to find out exactly where you stand?
That's a very good line. I like that. He can separate the contenders from the pretenders. Wow, that's a good one. Well done. But that is absolutely perfect. That point is absolutely why. We have seen him catch out people that are on the rise. And then we've also seen him put up against someone like a Shavkat. And Shavkat go out there and show him, you're not on my level. Get out of my way. And he is, look, Magny has been either in or just below the top 10 since I was a fucking amateur fighting in Ireland, like on a card that nobody had ever heard of. And he's fighting some of the biggest names the sport has ever seen. He's been on the verge of the top 15 for at least the last 5 or 6 years. And he's fought so many elite level guys that for me to go in there and absolutely run through him in any way that I want to, whether it be wrestling, grappling, or striking, or all of them combined, no matter where it goes, I believe I will outwork him, and I will outmaneuver him with technical ability. And to be able to do that to someone of that level, of that magnitude, with that name, with that what's the word I'm looking for? Resume. With that resume of fighters that he's fought, it will absolutely only excel my career and prove to everybody else that there is no doubt that Ian Garry is legit in every single area of the game, and that he should be taken seriously now. And I think that's why I want it. So I'm excited.
Yeah, any timeline in mind of when you'd like that fight to happen?
I mean, Magny's got a fight booked, I believe, for June 24th against Phil Rowe. Now, I want him to win that fight because it looks better. But I think win or lose, that fight is good for me. Because they're not going to take Magny out of rankings. And I believe he'd want to turn that around. And if he wins, then even better. Call me out and watch me fucking spark you. So yeah, he's who I want next for so many different reasons. So let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. I don't care where. I just want to fight.
Yeah, it seems like what Dana was kind of talking about, right? He's like, keep getting this guy fights, and then maybe he gets to the stage where we have him like headlight a fight night in Europe or something. What do we have to do though to get this fight night to be in Ireland? Do you think like that's what it has to be if they bring you there?
I think it is just when I keep doing what I'm doing, it's inevitable that we're going to get back to Dublin. And I believe that I don't believe it's possible this year with the schedule. I think they're already fully booked. I believe so. If not, then I'll absolutely try and make that happen. But I believe that early next year, it's absolutely possible that we are going to be back in Dublin with the UFC coming back to the Emerald Isle. And there is a lot of Irish talent that is ready to make that jump too. I have a young man sat over here in the background. I don't know if you can see him. A young man, his name is Paul Hughes, sat in the background over here. He's chomping at the bit to get into the UFC, and he's the next guy from Ireland in there. You've got Rhys McKee, who's just retained his welterweight Cage Warriors title. You've got Caelan Loughran, who's just won the title in Cage Warriors. There is so many more names in Irish MMA that you could put on that Irish card and sell out the show.
Yep.
But the truth is, all we need is the UFC to come back, and I'm the guy to make that happen. I'm ranked now. I beat Neil Magny, and I shout for that card. Don't tell me that they're not going to want to make it work. Don't tell me that they're not going to make that possible when I keep doing what I'm doing, and I just keep stealing the show.
Yeah, absolutely. And it needs to be in that sweet spot, right? Because I know you feel you're going to be like a superstar, and you need to do it before you're headlining pay-per-views, right? Because it's clear they're not going to bring a pay-per-view event to Dublin to that arena because it doesn't see enough people.
I believe they probably won't bring a pay-per-view to that point, but why can't we do something where we're going straight on live TV? I mean, the ABC shows are just as important as the pay-per-view events. Yep. I think even if you could argue they're more important. When you put something behind a paywall, you're limiting your audience. What's the average pay-per-view buy? Probably 500,000? How many people tune into ABC?
Yep. No, the exposure you got on Saturday was phenomenal.
350 million plus. Do you know what I mean? Every TV in America can access ABC. So for me, something that I'm focused on in my career now is avoiding pay-per-views for a while, because getting the eyes on the sport for me is more important than having people pay to watch it. Being able to hit not the hardcore is important, is to be able to hit the casual fans as well as the hardcores. So having people in every single area, thank you, sir. Having people in every single area be able to tune in and watch it, and also just click it in the sides. Just be like, oh, that's all. Whoa. I believe my style, the way I fight, the way I carry myself, the way I speak on the mic, it's eye-catching, it's entertaining. And I believe to be able to do it on live TV, to build my brand, to build my following, to build my support, to build my team, to build that excitement, that hype, is more important to me than pay-per-views. The pay-per-views are going to come. They're going to come. But on my rise, I believe that we could absolutely take advantage of the live TVs.
Yep. No, I love the mentality, man. I think you obviously have a very strong knowledge of how this game works and how things need to go. So I love to see it. I love to see you got that win on Saturday, and I want to let you get you to your meal and stuff with your family time here. So really appreciate you taking a few minutes, Ian, and I hope you got this fight with Magny and just see the train roll on.
I look forward to whatever fight comes to fruition, and whatever fight is the one that I sign will be the right fight. I believe that me, my team, the UFC, we are all on the same page, and we all want greatness to occur. And that's exciting, to be able to know that you've got a whole squad behind you that believe in you and want to help you succeed, but also want to test you. Because don't think for a second that I don't want to be tested. I want the toughest guys in the division. I want the guys that people are afraid of. I want to grow my skill set in every single area so that I can deal with any single person in any area. That's what I'm excited for. So for me, this is the next part of the adventure. The prospect turns to contender, and now he has to prove to every single person who stands in his way how much more superior I am to them. And it's exciting to know that that's what's coming next. No matter who it is, no matter where it is, no matter how many seconds it takes me to knock them out, no matter what we overcome along the way, the journey is going to be the way it should be.